And away we go, sports fans. This is test F12. It is the test from June, the summer of 2023. There are 7 marbles, therefore in any probability, 7 is the denominator. What is the probability that the marble will have an odd number and be red? Well, it has to be red and odd, so there are 4 red marbles. The 1 and the 3 fit the bill. They are red and odd. Answer B. P plus Q is equal to the sum of those 2 numbers is 28, and 28 is equal to the product of -4 times question mark. I put an X there, and -4 times -7 fits the bill. Number 3, triangle ABC. What do we have? We have A and C are congruent. This is going to be isosceles triangle theorem because A and C are the same. The measure of B is 93.5, so we're looking for A. This is the 3 angles of the triangle make 180. So we're going to go 180 minus 93.5. That will be how much is left, and it's divided equally by both of them. So you divide by 2 and get 43.25, choice A. They do this a lot with work, and the answer is going to be you work $40 an hour for $15 an hour, but then you work 4 overtime hours at twice the pay, 2 times your regular pay, so for that you will get 30. Multiply up, you could use your calculator and add them, you get H. Program usage, they're looking for a hypotenuse and the legs are 4 and 7. I go right to the hypotenuse program and hit the 2 legs 4 and 7, and it gives me a hypotenuse of the square root of 65, which is answer C. You can do this with Solver if you wish. I would minus 3x and get 5x. I would add 16 and get whatever -7 plus 16 is, and that would be 13x equals 9. So if I divide, what did I do wrong? I subtracted 3x, I should get 5x, my bad, and get 9 over 5 for the right answer, J. Okay, again, 3x minus 7. You could use the numeric solver. 3x minus 7 would equal 8x minus 16, and then I hit the OK twice to solve, and I get 1.8. Another nice use is x math frac, and it'll give me the fracca as 9/5. These 2 angles have to add up to 180. It's a classic linear pair. We're doing this and this. So when you add up x plus x plus 4, you should get 180 degrees, choice D. A restaurant has an outdoor 30 by 40, so that looks like that, huh? The shorter sides will be increased by 10 feet, looking 10 feet each. So the new one will be 40 by 40. So what is the difference in the increase is the difference in the areas. The original area would be 30 times 40, and the new area would be 40 times 40, and the difference would be 400 choice each. Total calculator city, -4 would be what on the choices? -4. We would go with the calculator. Why am I having so much trouble? Math, number, and it would be -4, get out, minus, math, number, 6, absolute value again, minus 29. And that should give you -19 as the correct answer, C. What's going on here? I earn $7.50 per hour, so I'm going to multiply 7.5 times the number of hours, X, and Y dollars, I only get 6%, so it would be 6%, which is 0.06, not 0.6, of the sales, which is Y, answer K. What is the distance between T and the midpoint of RS? Well, at the midpoint of RS, that would be 4 and 4. So the distance from T would be 20 plus 4, D. 24. We attend a conference and we earn $48.50 just for showing up, and then $15.35 an hour we spend. So that's the classic what I get for no work, and this is per hour of work. So let Y be the amount of money earned. I screwed that up. When he spent X hours preparing for the presentation. So I have the Y in the wrong spot. I worked for X hours, and Y is the amount. So it would be answer J, 1535X plus 4850. Sorry, I get confused just like you do. We, classic problem, we start with 7 and then we used 3/4 and then we use 3.5. A lot of ways you could do this. I go 7 minus 3/4, alpha Y equals 3/4. And then here's another way to do this. Minus alpha Y equals 2. You could do 3 1/2. That'll give you an answer of 11/4. And a lot of times they want you to change that to a mixed number. So I get 2 3/4 left over, choice A. Great use of the STO. We want X to be -4, so you use -4 STO X, and now I'm going to enter the fraction that I want to plug into, -5 plus 9X over what? X squared minus 9X. And that's all, folks. I don't have to worry. It's 41/52 negative, choice G. What is the slope? Well, that's the famous Y is mx plus b. The answer is the number sitting next to it. Trin fact. A is 1, B is 11, C is 24. So if you do my programs at all, 1, 11, and 24 are the plugins for A, B, and C. It gives you x plus 8, x plus 3. They're just looking for one of them, and you just answer the x plus 3, which is there. This is just distribute the 4, so the answer is E. You can also do that with the matrix look. You go 4, let me get out of the program, second quit clear, 4 times the matrix. Alpha y equals, enter, and then you enter that matrix, -2, 6, 0, -3, ta-da! And there's the matrix. That is the answer. Which one was it? E, huh? 18. Classic. We're going to flip it across the x-axis so it ends up right here. So the point is K, 5, 1. Had it been the y-axis, we'd have ended up over here, and instead, we'd have ended up down here, so just watch for that. We want the least y can have, so we want x to be the most it could be. And x most can be 2, which makes y's most 4. Choice D for the answer. A vegetable garden is built in a rectangular 50 by 40. The lengths of the sides of the garden are all 5, so it goes something like this. And now what is the area of the lawn outside the garden? That's the whole area minus the donut hole on the inside. So it would be 2,000 minus 5 times 5, which is 25. Answer is J, 1975. The old stem and leaf plot raises its head. It says, this means the numbers are 68, 69, 71, 74, 77, 78, 79. I'm mad I didn't prepare my guys for this because it didn't come up. So those are the scores. What's the chance that of the scores you'd be at least 75? That would be 6 of the, how many were there? 13. So it would be 6 out of the 13. Did I count wrong? I don't see it. At least 75. So 6. I'm missing one. 71, 2, 7, 10. Oh, it's not 13. It's 10 jumpers. So it would be 6 out of 10. Thank goodness that happened. I think I did like, sometimes you might do, I saw 13 as the first choice and assumed. My bad, sorry. Alright, this is some geometry figuring. And what is this going to be answered? It says GCA is 120. And GBA is 50. Well, this 120 means this is 60, and the 3 angles of a triangle make 180. So you subtract the 2 you know, and you get 70, answer K. Oh, don't you hate these when they make you convert? I do the whole units conversion. So Gabe will use 1 fluid ounce for every 30 square feet. So how much will he use for 0.8 acres? So they're 43,560 square feet in 1 acre. And we will use what? We're looking for how much fertilizer to the gallon. So we're going to use 1 fluid ounce. So I multiply the two numbers on the top. And I use 1 ounce for every 30 feet squared. So that would cancel these and these, and the answer would be 0.8 times 43,560 times 1, and then that would be 34,848 ounces, and a gallon, 1 gallon is 128 ounces. So you divide by 128 to get it. You could tell I suffered through that. The answer is supposed to be C, and I don't get that. So I must have screwed up. 1 ounce for every 30. At this rate, how much fertilizer will he use for 0.8 acres? So 0.8 acres times that many feet. Divided by 30, and you should get 9.08. This was right. On my calculator, I forgot to divide by the 30 while I was talking. If you're going to score 2 points higher, that's going to make the average is going to be 2 points higher. So the answer's 2. If you score 2 points higher than me on each test, you will get a 2-point better average. The probability of success is 0.7. What is the least number of attempts for 18 successes? So I plug and chug. I go 18 divided by 21, since they want the least number, and that would be too high. That's an 85% chance. And then I would go 25, 18 divided by 25. That sounds close, but no cigar, that's a little bit lower. So I think it's going to be 18 over 26 is going to make it so that the success rate is 0.69. So what are they looking for? Which of those two answers? They want answer C, huh? Geometric sequence, the common ratio is always the second one divided by the first one. So if you take 48 and divide it by 64, that would give you 48 over 64. First time today, I think, Matha Fracca. 3/4 is the common ratio. Notice that if you take the series and keep multiplying by 3/4, you'll get it. 64 times 3/4, give you the next one, times 3/4, will give you the next one, and so forth. What is the probability that a selected number from A, so that's 9 numbers, that's the probability total, total always goes on the bottom, will be a member of B and C. So 3 is not, 6 is, and 6 is the only shared one, so the answer would be 1/9. Now, what's this? General line of regression. Take a peek at it, and that equation is given. It's 15 is the slope, and 294 is the y-intercept. What is the predicted number of seeds for a pumpkin weighing 27 pounds? So y is the number of seeds. 27 would hit you right about here. It looks awful close to higher than 600 somewhere. Is the answer what I think it is, J, 699? Again, all you have to do is plug in 27 for the x. So it would be 15 times 27 plus 294. Keep rolling. When one of the pumpkins of the 23, the average of the 22 is 10 fewer. So what was the average before? The average weight was 10. So what do we have is 23 times 10, which is 230, Now, it's the average seeds. So the average number of seeds is 444. Wrong-o, 23 times 444. It'd give you the total number of seeds, approximately 10,212. And when you take out one of the pumpkins, it's 22 now, and it's 10 fewer, 434. So it would be 22 times 434 subtracted from 10 to 12, and I got 664 even. So this number is subtracted from that number to get the number of seeds. Average is total. So what's this? 1 pound is equal to 0.45 kilograms. What is that weighs the average weight is 10 pounds, So all you have to do is 10 pounds times 0.45 kilograms is 1 pound. Pounds cancel, and you get the answer F, 4.5. An even number. Well, this is famous. An even number, let's just say n is 5. That ain't going to be even. That will be, and that's not even going to be rational. So it's only b to n. This is SOHCAHTOA. A vertical tower is on 200 level ground, and the angle of elevation is always at the bottom. Ask the chief, hey chief, we wish to know the opposite, and we want to know the adjacent, or as I like to teach, the hypotenuse ain't no good. So it's the tangent of 50 degrees is equal to x over 200 and cross multiply, and the answer should be 200 times the tangent of 50. Make sure I'm in the right mode. I had changed it a while ago. And you should never change it. I changed it for my class only. Don't change it for ACT. 238 looks like the right answer. It's closest to the pin is H, 240. Here's a fun one with angles. The whole angle, ABC, is 87. ABE is 68. So this is 87 minus 68. And then DBC is 52. So the missing part is 52 minus 19. Answer is 33. If this was to be turned scientific, you would have to slide this back to, which means you'd have to slide the 10 up to. The answer is K. These always are hard. We're doing we've got members and non-members. So the members pay a little less. So last year, it had 1,000 customers, 25% were members. So I would take that 1,000 and times it by 0.25. So that would be 250 are members, 750 are not. Okay? So Ed is a member and Sarah is a non-member. So what is Sarah bought P pairs of shoes. Ed is a member, and Ed's total cost was equal to Sarah's total cost. So Ed pays the member price. So Ed and Sarah both bought P pairs of shoes. Including his one-time fee, so the $40 is added. So Ed's 90p plus 40 is equal to Sarah's 100p. So when you subtract, you end up solving that. You could use solver if you wish, but we end up getting 4. When we subtract 90p, we get 10p is 40, divide by 10, p is 4. A non-member bought 2 hats, so that's here, that's $24. 2 water bottles, that's 30. And 1 workout bag, that's 27. So his total for the non-member would be, to add those up, I get 81. So closest to the average. Mean means average. So you divide the 81 by the 5 and you get 1620. All they want is closest. This one bothered me. is we sell 100 water bottles to members each year. So for every 50-cent decrease, we will send 10 more bottles. So if we lower the price to $10, so the water bottle price is already 14. So at 14, lowered to 10, that means we will sell for every 50-cent decrease. Well, when we lower it to 10, that's a $4 decrease. $4 divided by 50 cents. We're going to sell, that's 8 units. We're going to sell 80 more water bottles. So at $10, we're going to sell 80 more, so we would sell this many, because we're already selling 100. So what will be the revenue would be 1,800D. You got that? So again, we're already selling 100 at $14 each. We lower the price to $10. That's 8 units of 50 cents. So we're going to sell 8 units. 10 more is each unit for each 50-cent increase. So we're going to sell 180. That's a mouthful. The answer is 180 times 10. And I remember not liking that. You take the 2 to the 6th, and 2 to the 6th is 4, 8, 16, 32, 64 times 10. So it's 64 times 10, 640, and the x6y2 is definite. You could use area of a triangle for this. I think it would be turned sideways, and the altitude to this side. Let's see. I would drop the altitude from here to here, which would be from 8 to 1. I'm sorry, from 10 to 2. So the altitude would be 8, and the base would be the distance between 1, 2, and 8, 4. So I would have to do distance here to here to do altitude. Wait, something's not right. I would just go the other way. I would go, the altitude is right here. It's the side drop from here to the hip to this extended, and the base would be 6. That would be the distance between 10 and 4, and the altitude would be the distance from 1 to 8, which is 7. So the altitude would be 7, and the base would be 6, and you would get 7 times 6 divided by 2. Area of a triangle. Choice D. Undefined. Actually, this would need a radian measure, but the only one of these that's 0 is right here. So you really should be in radian to do this. but the sign of 0 is 0 no matter what. So you would have gotten that right because you can't divide by 0. Here's a classic. 4 plus 3i is going to be 4 plus 3 second decimal squared. And there it is, 7 plus 24i. The answer is C. G of f of -1 means to plug -1 into f. I would stow that. Stow x. And then it was x squared minus 5x. I think it was plus 6. I don't like that I have to leave the test. And there it is, that's 12. Now, what's the question? It's G of 12. So now I'm going to plug 12 into G. And what was that, gang? X squared minus 7x minus 10. It's just a double plug-in. You plug it into one, and then you plug it into the other, and the answer is K. This is Kansas City. The 3 goes into 9 3 times, so you're going to end up with a 3 at the top and a 2 on the bottom. Let's count the X's. There's 3, 4 at the top, and 4 on the bottom. They're going to cancel. And let's count the Y's. There are 4 at the top and only 1 on the bottom. So that's going to be 3y cubed over 2. This is a repeat problem. What is the ratio of altos to sopranos? It's 73. And there are 19 more altos. These are the altos, and these are the sopranos. So 2x is equal to 54. X has got to be 27. So the altos are the more, so that would be 27 plus 19. 46 over 27 for the sopranos. Choice C or H. This is a repeat. We have 40 liters, that is only 6%. And then we're going to add 80 liters, that's 0%. There's no potassium chloride in the water. So the mixture has only the 40 times 0.06. It only has this much potassium bromide over what is now 120. So the answer is 2%. The answer is A. Classic Chief SOHCAHTOA. Put the theta down here, and sine refers to the opposite, which is 2, over the hypotenuse, which is 3. Then you would do the leg program. The leg program would get you the missing piece. So I go alpha L for leg, and I plug in 3 for the hypotenuse, 2 for the leg, reverse Pythagorean theorem, and the answer is the square root of 5. Well, what's the cosine of theta is the question, huh? It's the adjacent over the hypotenuse. 47 is a certain rectangle has a length 7 and a width of 5, And the 2 points, 3, 2, are the vertices. So there's your 5 right there, huh? So we're going to have to go 7 over to find the other x. And that's going to be 7 to the left. 3 minus 7 is negative 4. The 2 lines are not coincidental, which means their slopes are the same since they're parallel, and their b's can't be the same. So this has to be here and here, 2 and 3 only. The lines have to be like this, so their slopes are the same, but their y-intercepts can't be the same. One of the intercepts is located at negative 3, looks like this one, and this one. Increases after 3. This is fine. This one's decreasing after 3, so it's dead. And this one is increasing. And is undefined for x is negative 2. This one is defined in here. So the answer, we don't have a point for negative 2 in here. That's why the answer is C. Law of cosines. If you've had my trig class, you would know to look for this with the q squared is the other 2 guys squared minus twice their product times the cosine of 120. I teach my guys to look opposite, opposite. So the answer is K, 50. It's this formula right here that they give you. What must have the greatest value? The greatest value has the greatest numerator, so that's the first 3 have m, but it has the smallest denominator. So just by looking at that, I look big at the top and I look small at the bottom because I want to divide by something less. For 52, I always make up a $100 item. Decrease by 20%. So I would times it by that and subtract. So now it's 80. I reduce it by 20% again. So that's 16. So it's down to 64. Huh? And then that was reduced by 50. So it would be times 50% is 32, subtracted from 64, 50% decrease means it's half price. So the original item is 100, it's been reduced to 32. So the price is 1% less than the original is 100 minus 32, which is why I picked the phony $100 to represent. The question, 32 is the answer, but it's how much less is it? It's $68 less. What is the expected number of defective? Well, for 14 days, we ain't got none. For 4 days, we've got 1, that's 4. For 1 day, we have 2, and for 1 day, we have 3. So how many is that total? That's 4, 2, and 3. That's 9. in 20 days. It's 9 defective computers in 20 days. So it's 9 divided by 20. I'm expecting 0.45, choice A, to be the number. This one's hard to explain. The center is left, so it's not this. That would have a center of 0, 0. It's not G, because G would mean we'd add 1, and that would give me a center of 1, 0. We need to go the other way, J. This one was confusing. He left at his friend's house, and he walked, and he rode his bicycle back. He walked from home to his friend's house, and he bicycled, and Eamon walked at 3 miles an hour. He visited for 1.5, and then he rode home at 8 miles an hour. He arrived home 3 hours after he started. Now that means that the trip time, since he stayed for 1.5, is 1.5. So he traveled for 1.5 hours. That would mean he walked 3 miles an hour for X time, and he rode his bike at 8 miles an hour for 1.5 minus X time. That's a dirty trick in algebra where the sum of the times is 1.5. So let's see what we get. 8 times 1.5 is 12. And minus 8x. So 11x is 12. X is 12 over 11. So the question is, what is closest to the number of miles he walked? That would be 3 times 12 over 11, which was my x. 3.27. Cha-ching. We got B for the answer. That's an old trick, y'all. It's the x 1.5 minus x trick. I had trouble with 56 as well. I tried midpoint first, just so I could get the midpoint and reduce some people. The midpoint of the 2 segments is found using the midpoint program, and the 2 points are 8.5 and negative 4.11. So 2.8 is the midpoint. So 8.5 is out here. Negative 4.11 is out here. So 2.8 would be the midpoint. And this is A, and this is C. And B is the midpoint. And we want B not to be the midpoint, but we want it to be closer to A. So I would try these two with the distance formula. So let's guess the right answer is 4.7. If I put B at 4.7, what would be the 2 distances? The distance from 4.7, I'm worried that I wouldn't have time to do this as time was running out, huh? So the distance from 4.7 to 8.5 would be only 4.47. and this one must be doubled. 4,7 to negative 4,11. I could stay on the program. So this distance would be 8.94. So 8.94 is double. If that was wrong, I would have tried this one. So midpoint led me to the prize. 57 is tough, as all of them are at the end of the test. The ratio of A to B is 3 to 1, and the ratio of B to C is 6 to 1. So that means A is 3B, and B is 6C. So why don't we do it in terms of B? So 2A would be 2 times 3B, 6B plus 3B. 4B would be itself, and 3C, I would have to divide these by 2 to get 3C is 1/2 B. So the ratio turns out to be, I'm doing it here now, 9B over 4.5B, and that gives you the answer of 2. I can do it on my calculator as a fracca. 9 over 4.5 or 4.5. A few more to go. 58. The answer is, all right, A, B, and C are positive. Now, which of the following will have a negative slope? Well, if A, B are positive in 1, you would have to move the AX over as a negative and divide by B. So if they're both positive, this one would have a negative slope. And 3 would have a negative slope. So the answer is K. B would not have a negative slope. It would have a positive slope because I would move the AX over and then divide by negative B. That would be a positive number, wouldn't it? The old inverse function. So the function is y is 5 over x is 2. You know that trick. You put y where f of x is. And the inverse function switches the people. Well, what's the purpose of logs, gang? The purpose of logs is to get the exponent free. So log 5 both sides, and the left side becomes log 5x, and the right side just becomes the y over 2, gets to come down in front of the log. Well, log 5 is just 1, and we times both sides by 2 to get 2 times the log of 5x, choice E. Rectangle P has an area of 24. Rectangle Q, and the ratio of the areas is 2 to 3. So which of the following can be determined? So the ratio of the area of P to Q is 2 to 3. So if P's area is 24, then we could determine Q's area is 36. So we can definitely determine this. We can't determine the perimeter of P, though. I do not know what the perimeter of P is, so I can't do 1 and 3. I can only do 2, so the answer is G.